funky humans. Welcome to Oblivia. 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 Olivia from Oblivia. Fuck, these days are fucking great. We live in the greatest of times. Only in the last 100 years did we learn to fly. Now look what we've got. Fighter planes. Pretty fucking amazing, isn't it? All got cell phones. Hey, just fucking, we're all in communique with each other. You know, Graham Bell that invented the telephone didn't even own a telephone. He didn't want one. Well, I'll tell you a funny story. Now, when I joined the army, I gave my, swore my oath to the Queen, not to God, because I didn't believe in God when I was 20. So in the army I had non-religious on my dog tags, so they didn't have to give me my last rites, you know, when I was dying. So anyway, when I'm 29, I'm sitting in the Hollywood Clinic out the back, you know, in the nut house. I'm sitting out the back in the courtyard having a smoke and a coffee. I'm 29, I'm 6 years out of a combat zone. I'm in there for PTSD. And a voice goes to me in my head, "Sean, you are the second coming of Christ." So I took a step back and said to the voice, "I don't even believe in God, man." So I pondered, you know, it freaked me out, you know, what the fuck? Does that mean there's really a God, you know? It's like everything I've ever done wrong has been watched by God, you know, and here he is telling me I'm the second coming of Christ. So, you know, I didn't really want to be the second coming of Christ, you know, because it's like, that's a pretty high order of the day to become, you know. It's like the best of the best. So I go into my psychiatrist and I go, "Look, I'm Jesus, I just got told." And he goes, "Sean, you got grandiose ideas, you're psychotic, possible schizophrenic, PTSD, autism, manic depression, and maybe bipolar." And I said, "Oh, okay, well, I'm not going to tell you that again. In fact, I won't tell anybody." So I left his office going, fuck, you know, fucking, am I Jesus or am I not Jesus? You know, he made the call. So ever since then, God's been in my face, you know, like for the last 20 fucking years. Like, you're a silly cunt if you don't believe in God. I mean, look at everything. Look at the movie you're in, man. All the coincidences. It's a fucking movie of God's making, man. Trust me. You know, you got to be really stupid if you hit 50 and you don't realise there's a higher power than you, you know. You're like, you're not in charge. There's a destiny and you've got a mathematical equation, a time of death. Everyone's got one, except for Jacob Piper. So, you know, you got to wake up and go, hey, you can't walk around ignorant and go, "Oh, that message in that song that just come on was answering my thoughts. That didn't happen, did it? Oh, and that number plate that just went past that said JC007, that number plate wasn't talking to me, you know." It's like, no, I didn't see that. You know, I mean, how ignorant can you be? Turn on the radio, man. Turn on the telly. Go for a drive and look at the number plates. Listen to people's convos. Look at stuff on buses. It all answers your thoughts. God is fucking talking to you, man. Trust me, I've had 40 psychotic events and been locked up for 16 of them. Talking to God. They give me a needle in the arse every 3 weeks, an antipsychotic, so I don't talk to God. They don't like me talking to God. They can't handle the Jesus concept. It's too above in their heads to dig, you know. It's like, it's too intelligent for them. So, yes, I just, you know, I walk around for the last 20 years going, well, maybe I am Jesus, you know. This is the best it gets, you know. So fucking, you know, it's like, yeah. So at the end of the day, you know, like, I try and be a good Jesus, you know, like, I do comedy. Lots of comedy and highly intelligent talk. Like, I teach people, you know, I change people's lives with how I communicate with them and pass on intelligence. Like, I'm an undercover brother. My job is to teach and help people evolve. You know, and I do it with multimedia, social media. I make videos, I get on Facebook, I text me friends on the phone, I talk, I get them round on the piss, we have a debrief, and fucking, yeah, they're taught, you know, they're like, and the beauty about teaching is, once they've been taught, they can pass it on to others. So your little teaching sessions might get passed on to 100 other people, you know, and the little cogs turn from the big cog, and we all head towards that consciousness of all being one, you know. It's like, yeah, it's fucking, but around you are 7 doors at all times. Okay? In all directions. Up, down, sideways, mirror image. These dimensional doors. There's 7 dimensions. And now a frequency or a sound or a song opens up these doors. They're the keys. An oscillation. And there's 7 dimensions because there's 7 chakras. So everything's in 7. Now, if you make it into the 7th dimension, right, you're smart enough to make the 8th dimension and 9th dimension and 10th dimension. So think like that. You go, right. But I'm the type of guy that knows how to go into a black hole in space and mine diamonds. Right? I can make a ship's hull that'll warp. Right? I can even create miniaturization. Okay? Go in and miniaturize the diamonds in the warping ship, in the black hole, and we won't get crushed, and pull the diamonds out, you know? But, yeah, being Jesus is quite simple, you know. It's like, it's your consciousness and your soul. It's really got down to being your soul. You know, I'm not Jesus, me and my mind and my body. It's my soul that's Jesus. You know, the Jesus consciousness, the soul. So, yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, we're all in a prison. The body's a prison. Sins of the flesh, false idols like smoking, drinking, taking drugs, sex, all false idols. You know, are you truly happy without all those false idols? You know? Can you manifest a good day? A lot of people judge me, right? And they call me mad, insane. Like, I've got good mates that'll say, we don't know if he's mad or he's a genius, right? So they're the good friends. They're the ones who don't judge me. They just love me for what I am, you know? It's like, but yeah, I get judged a fair bit. The mental health system judges me. They call me schizophrenic, PTSD and autism. Now, autism and PTSD is a real doozy to have, because you're like a traumatised child, you know. It's like, yeah, so you never grow up from that experience. You stay, you know, young. Yeah. You never move on, you know. You're stuck in that autistic PTSD moment. But autism, all autism is like a bus got stuck under a bridge. So all the adults got off and went, fuck, we're going to move the bridge. And the little kid gets off and goes, why don't you let down the tyres? You know, it's that way of thinking, you know. You walk around the world like thinking like a kid, you know. Like my old psychiatrist used to call me Peter Pan. You know, the boy that never grew up. So basically he diagnosed me, you know, autistic. And my sister's, she's a psychologist and she reckons I'm autistic. And it's in the family. My uncle's children have autism. So, yeah, but you'll find 40% of Australian defence personnel have autism because they look for the intelligent ones. They only intake the intelligent ones, like 2 out of 20 people get in the Army or the Navy or the Air Force. Okay, so these intelligent people have autism on the spectrum. So that's why the PTSD is so rife. Because of the autism spectrum. 40 to 60% I'd say have the autism spectrum to be intelligent enough to pass the tests. Yeah, so the PTSD and the photographic memory plus the autism and the intelligence levels leave me to be a madman, to be insane, you know. Like, you got to be insane to think you're Jesus to start with, you know. It's like, once you go, yeah, okay, I'm Jesus, everything kind of dissipates, you know. It's like, disappears, you know. It's like, righto, I'm getting judged by heaven now and God, you know. And they judge me every day, you know. I get out of bed out of me nightmares and fucking jump onto the stage and sit in me prison cell, and, you know, the cameras are in the 4th dimension and fucking, yeah, I'm like Big Bird on Sesame Street, and they judge me, you know, like heaven's watching me, man. And, you know, the archangels are watching me, and the aliens are watching me, and the time Nazis are watching me. Dead spirits are watching me, my dead relatives are watching me. You know, I'm a super fucking star. You know, once a voice goes to you in your head, oh, Sean, you're the second coming of Christ, everything changes, man. You know your mind's being read because they can say things in your head. It's like a two-way radio, you know. It's like making a radio show out of my brainwaves, you know. Because fuck, they say some fucking strange things to me, you know. But at the end of the day, they call it schizophrenia. I call it hotline to God, you know, hotline to the spirits, you know, a hotline to the Acacia Records, you know. It's like, yeah. But knowledge is power, so never be afraid to learn something because you can pass that on to other people. You know, there's no point in knowing everything if you can't teach the masses, you know. You can be the most intelligent motherfucker on the planet, but if you don't communicate well and teach or show the other fucking monkeys what you know, there was no point in fucking living really and knowing all that, is there? You know, and the strangest thing I found, because it's warrior, healer, king. That's how you live your life as a man. Right? And I did warrior, then I was a healer. And when I was a healer, people are ignorant, right? Even I'm ignorant to it. Like, I tell people how to heal themselves and they'd absorb the information and not do it. You know, it's like, that's what I found frustrating as a healer, you know, like, they go, oh, I've got gout. So you go, well, cherry juice, pineapple juice, spirulina, and a lemon cut in half, squeezed into water twice a day. That'll get rid of the crystals in your joints. And they don't do it. So, yeah, that was my healing stage. I thought, fucking no point. But I blow people's minds, you know. It's like, you know, I tell them I'm a starship captain too, you know, Captain Stone the Buccaneer. So when I die, I'm not going to heaven because it's a virtual reality in a ship's computer for pleasure. And I'm not going to hell because that's in the ship's computer too, a virtual reality for pain. And I'm not going to Valhalla because they don't have keno and horses and poker machines. All they do is fight, fuck and drink. I don't even think they take drugs, they might. But I don't want to go there either. I figured I'd wake up on board my spaceship in 2555 AD in my time lock. And, yeah, my crew will be there, all 936 of them, all gay. You know, I had to have a gay crew, didn't I? But I wake up in my Atlantean space buccaneer body. You know, 7 souls and energy, you know, and then I get in my fucking select a body for the day, you know, and walk on board me ship. But it's a time machine. It's called Emit, time backwards. Okay, it's from Star Command. It's an Atlantean warship. It's the last Atlantean warship. It's a time traveller machine. And I went 38,000 years ago when Atlantis fell. I went to 2555 AD and put my time machine ship locked in 2555 AD so nobody could get past the future time travelling, i.e. time travelling Nazis, so they can't control the future. I put a time loop there. When they go to 2555 AD, they end up back at the start of time. It's a time loop, like a loop in music. Yeah, but when I wake up in my ship, I'm going to have the Battle of Armageddon and fucking scare the fuck out of the aliens and the time Nazis and yeah, the Battle of Armageddon. Armageddon, the fuck out of there. Yeah, so but I mean, you know, when I said to the psychiatrist, I'm Jesus, and he goes, grandiose ideas. I like, how do you want me to think? You know, can't I think I'm the best? What's wrong with thinking I'm Jesus? Isn't that what we're meant to do, to go to our highest level of loving ourselves enough to go, you're a king? You know, it's like to know you're the best. You're the best monkey. You're the wisest monkey. You know, why can't we attribute to that highest level of thinking of what you are, you know? Because you are what you think you are. You know, if you're a mechanic and you fix cars, then you think you're a mechanic. But you don't think, oh, I'm Jesus the mechanic. You know, you gotta, you know, it's not wrong to have grandiose ideas. Without my grandiose ideas, I wouldn't have created a legacy for you guys in all my videos. I've documented every psychosis for the last 5 years. You know, instead of sitting with a psychiatrist and they write it all out in a book and then put it in the archives. You know, with social media I've documented it, my psychoses, my insanity, you know, my autistic fucking views. And yeah, I've made a meal for you. Fuck me dead, it's a roast beef with gravy, potatoes, pumpkin, carrots, onions and broccoli. So fucking, and sour cream. But enjoy your grandiose ideas. Without the grandiose ideas, Mozart wouldn't have been alive. Fucking Da Vinci, fucking Newton, you know, Alexander the Great, all, you know, they all had grandiose ideas and it worked. You know, a grandiose idea is to go to the moon, and look what we did. We went to the fucking moon. Now, whose grandiose idea was that? Oh, we're going to go to the moon. NASA went, woo, we'll do that grandiose idea. You know, it's like time travel. I totally believe in it, man. It's fucking, we have to. All you do is oscillate magnetic vortex with crystals, spinning triangular magnets, and it rips a hole into the fourth dimension, and fourth dimension's like a highway. And you can oscillate with electricity to pick the times to go where you want to. You know, like you got your frequency of electricity into the magnets, electromagnetism. It's like the control knob. Come on then, in you come. No. Come on, move forward. I was just letting in me dog. Me dog. But at the end of the day, it's just a fucking movie, right? It's like, you know, when I was 29 sitting in the nut house, I'm thinking, now that God's told me I'm Jesus, something's fucking watching me. You know, my sixth sense fucking kicked in, my infantry skills, my scouting ability, you know, from the jungle. And I knew something's watching me, you know. So, you know, it's a movie. You know, I remember in Tassie, I was out at Gowrie Park, and I went up into the bush because I was scared. And I went deep into the Tassie bush, and I hid under a log, a burnt-out log. And night fell, you know, and I'm there in me jacket and me beanie on, and I'm fucking freezing. And then about 12 o'clock at night, midnight, I hear this, "Where did he go?" I'm like, who the fuck knows I'm here? And then I hear this, "Where is he?" They were right on top of me, man. They couldn't see me, and I don't think their thermal imagery could get me through the charcoal of the burnt. And I was so cold, I wasn't giving off any heat. Yeah, so I knew that was the camera crew out of the fourth dimension, right? They couldn't find me, they couldn't see me, and I was off camera. Well, they don't like that. So, yeah, it's just a fucking movie, man. You're a superstar, you know, and if you do something really mad like go to Somalia, then you become a superstar, and, you know, and what you do with your life afterwards, you know, mine's a PTSD documentary. Yeah, they're doing a PTSD doco on me, and they found Jesus, so they got a bit, woo! Yeah. So it makes me laugh, you know, like being a superstar. But with grandiose ideas and intelligence levels using a lot of dopamine and PTSD and dopamine are pretty bad. Yeah, comes a lot of depression. You know, a lot of great art like Mozart or, you know, Beethoven used to write a lot of their best music when they were depressed. Some of the great writers wrote their books, you know, like Stephen King. They get depressed, they go on a high and they come down to a low, a bipolar sort of effect. Because where there's a high, there's a low, you know, when you have a grandiose idea, and then you're like... But yesterday, with being Jesus, you're psychic as well, right? That's why I got a two-way radio in my head, like talking to the fucking aliens and the gods and the goddesses and fucking God in heaven and fuck, you know, it's like... Yeah, like yesterday, I can read men's futures. I'm a seer. You know, they call a seer a two-sayer or a fucking sage. Yeah, and I just, their futures come to me and I tell them, you know, it's like I'm writing a book for them. You know, I write a mad book for them and then tell them their future. You know, and they call me a fucking idiot and insane. But when I'm writing their futures on Facebook to them, I don't know that an hour before I do it. I don't know their future. You know, but when I sit there and I have a few cones, a few coffees, or a beer, then I get told their future, you know, through the two-way radio in my head, you know. It's like, it's not me going, oh, this is what you're going to be doing. You know, I get told. And then I transcript. I give the message. You know, so that's what being psychic is, you know, like you write men's love stories, you know, it's like being Apollo or Enki, eh? or looky. Hey? Yeah, do you like me flute player? He's pretty good. His name's Pete. Old Indian bloke. Been playing flute 3 months. He's pretty good, isn't he? He just said to me, look, mate, I was sick of sitting in the teepee and couldn't plug in me boombox because there's no electricity. So some cunt slipped me a flute and now I can rock on out in a circle with Snake Woman and Buffalo Woman. And then now that he comes over to my house, he plays when I do me videos. Don't you, Pete? Alright, well, it's just a fucking movie, you know, so don't get so emotional about it, you know, like, what's the point of getting emotional over your own movie? I mean, fuck. You know, there's no point in getting depressed or going, you know, because you control the movie. You write your script by manifesting shit, you know, like, how do you want your movie to go? You know, it's like, hey, let me think about that. But we've all done it before. This is a rerun. I'm a pirate copy because I'm a buccaneer. And, yeah, Time Lord. When you're a Time Lord, you're a pirate copy because you've only done it once. Because you're not silly. But that's how we get deja vu. Because we've all done this before. It's the second time around. All right. I got to fluck off. Love you guys. Thought I'd pass on some info. And, yeah. Is he Jesus? Or is he insane? Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain.